Well, hello, Parliament. I am excited talking to you about this video today because we're going to get into it. I know there's going to be some people arguing for and against whether HHC is legal in Ireland. So I have, I'm going to look at both sides of the argument. It's not just going to be one or the other. Of course, I think as we can all clearly say, it is not definitive yet. There's a lot of different arguments that people have been made. And so I'm going to give you both sides and we'll look at HHC. But not only that, we're also going to look at some of these other cannabinoids as well. So first of all, I think the most important thing is to really understand some of these differences, which is like what is considered to be, in quotes, cannabis, marijuana, the devil's lettuce, the wacky backy, whatever you want to name that, and then what is considered to be hemp. And then how do these laws affect us when we are looking at the likes of within Ireland versus the European Union. So first of all, I think it's really important to look at the fact that the European Union has stated that hemp is legal. Hemp is something which is considered to be the cannabis plant, which has less than 0.3 THC. This little thing, THC, is not really clarified whether that's Delta 9, THCA, whatever it is, Delta 8, because there's so many new cannabinoids. When these laws were written, they didn't really understand it. So for right now, we just use the blanket term THC, which is super vague, which is super unhelpful. I get it. Now, that's legal in Europe, and Ireland, being a part of the European Union, must follow European law, unless, as stated by the European Union, that a European country can prove that less than 0.3 THC is somehow detrimental or, could be of a concern for the population. And the thing is you can't actually prove that is the case. And so there's no European country that's done so. However, Ireland has decided to take a firm stance that they're saying any THC is illegal in Ireland. We don't care about the European Union and that what they say. We're saying that it's illegal in Ireland. And to make matters worse, Ireland basically says if we have presence of THC, that is considered cannabis. I remember after coming back from America to Ireland, I was flabbergasted at how we were defining these. And people were saying, well, presence of THC is cannabis. It's like, well, what is cannabis? Like, oh, it's presence of THC. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Like, the whole entire plant is cannabis. You can't have hemp without THC. You can't have hemp and not call it cannabis. So yes, it's super confusing. And basically, this has happened time and time again. I've seen it in America. I've seen it in the different states. And you just get these little narky states that are just like, fuck the man, right? Like, we're doing it our way. We don't care what it is. And that's sort of what Ireland's doing. And they're making people's lives miserable, right? They're making people's lives miserable. And the thing about it is that when we look at, is HHC legal in Ireland? The first thing that we could look at is there any Delta 9 presence in it? Now, even if there is Delta 9 presence in it, it's still legal in Europe. Now, Ireland can say otherwise and create headaches for you, but from what has been explained is that HHC is not regulated, it's not on any lists, therefore it is legal. It's also derived from hemp, and so if hemp is legal, now, how can HHC not be legal? Now, before the crowd starts to go on and say, but the Psychoactive Substances Act. I'm not saying that I have all of the answers. What I am saying to you is that HHC derived from hemp with less than 0.3 THC is legal. Now, what about the Psychoactive Substances Act, Luke? I can hear you almost shouting through the screen. The Psychoactive Substances Act, as of right now, there hasn't been a single case of anybody being prosecuted for it. Not only that, but there is also the case to be made that is HHC psychoactive? For some people it might be, but for some people it's not. If someone smoked cannabis their whole lives, they're going to try HHC and say, this doesn't really do anything for me. The best example I like to give to people is, does a beer get you drunk? And of course, you know the answer to that question is no. At least for me, as a man, right? Now, a woman who may be 6 stone, she's never drank before, she might drink a beer and be on her ear. And so the main thing comes back to is there enough education on this? The answer is no. Now, we can also look to our leaders and ministers and see what they say. And so we'll link some of them down below because honestly, there's been a little bit of flip-flopping. We've had, first of all, the Minister of Health saying this is not regulated, this is not illegal, the Garda Síochána are aware of it, and they know it's been sold openly and there's really nothing about it. Later on, we've had, no, actually, this is illegal under the Misuse of Drugs Act. But anyone who has a lawyer is going to say that's not correct because it's not on there. HHC is not on there. And also HHC, which is derived from hemp, is a whole different kettle of fish. It is hemp. So it's super confusing. And so the main thing is this. Unfortunately, it's a shade of grey until these laws get figured out. Right now, there is around 5 cases pending with regards to flower, THC, being sold in Ireland. By THC, I mean CBD flower with CBD content, THC content of less than 0.3. And they are currently being appealed, going up to the high courts, and is eventually going to go to the European courts where these will get settled out. They are going to lose them because hemp is legal, and whether HHC comes or goes is really irrelevant because, folks, we've got 150 cannabinoids. So whatever you want to say, maybe HHC, there is so many different varieties of these cannabinoids. The genie is not going back in the bottle. It is here to stay. And as long as it has less than 0.3, it's legal. Now, does that mean you won't experience any headaches? No. But I tell you, you'll experience a lot less headaches. Excuse me. You'll experience a lot less headaches from you being caught with illegal, untaxed, unregulated marijuana that the guards caught you with. And there is no fallback for you. Now let's look at the other. Well, with HHC, I bought it in a shop. Here's my receipt. Here's the test results. Here's the taxes paid. Maybe you might have to go to court, but you won't be getting much for it until you can purchase this safely. And so you need to really ask yourself, does your health come first? Are you going to wait and for somebody to say, you know what, we're going to give you the green light to do this, because by then it could be gone. And so you really need to take the power back into your own hands. Is it ideal that it's grey? No. But is it ideal that cannabis is prohibited? We're in cannabis prohibition? Absolutely not. It should never be banned in the first place. Literally no one's ever died from cannabis. The only reason why cannabis was banned was all due to political motivations that dials the whole way back to the Ronald Reagan days. And then Ireland and the rest of Europe just sort of followed suit from America. And so if you are somebody that doesn't have access, this is going to be a wonderful alternative. If you're somebody who's down the country driving 2 or 3 hours to try and get a bit of schmuck, this is a wonderful replacement. You can get it sent directly to your house, pay with your credit or debit card. None of this, I'm going to go meet some fella who I don't know on a bike. He's going to come give me some stuff and hopefully he gives it to me. Hopefully I don't get robbed, and hopefully he actually gives me 3.5 as opposed to 2 grams. Hopefully I'm not just buying a bunch of synthetic cannabinoids. I have no idea, like spice and the likes of it. So you really got to ask yourself the question here, when you add up everything together, I think the better answer is this legal in Ireland? To my belief, yes it is. Does it mean you're going to get hassled? You could still get hassled by the guards. But in terms of your safety, your efficacy, your ability to purchase, the headaches around it, that's pretty amazing of us having this access here in Ireland to products such as vapes, gummies, pre-rolls. And not only that, but you can now get products that have the actual cannabis essence. These are called terpenes, that will taste exactly like the cannabis plant with HHC and make you feel amazing. The other side here is when it comes to buying your bud, you don't really know what it is. I would say I wouldn't touch a vape with a 10-foot pole on the black market. And so, again, you need to really evaluate this for yourself. Is it legal? Is it not? Is it right, is the question, for you to have the option to purchase these products safely and make a decision for yourself if it is good for your body? Absolutely. And so we will be continuing to supply these products, and it's only one of many. There's many others right now that are stronger. There's many others that are non-psychoactive, that are lighter, that give a different effect. And so make a decision for yourself. Let us know in the comments below. Have you been receiving hassle? Right? If you also, one more thing I'll add for this is, a lot of people, they feel very paranoid. They feel ashamed about smoking cannabis. Guess what? When people start talking to you about this is hemp. And the conversation you can have, this is hemp, I purchased legally. Don't be talking that nonsense to me. And it can allow you to feel safer in smoking. It means less paranoia, less concern. And so I hope you found this video useful today. Please, as I said, let us know some of your stories. Have you enjoyed HHC? Have you tried it? Have you tried any other cannabinoids? How do you feel about this whole thing? Is it legal? Is it not? Let us know. Thanks for watching.